There is a moment on the street that most people misunderstand. You are walking home, maybe carrying groceries, maybe just crossing the same sidewalk you cross every day. And then you notice it. A street dog has started walking behind you. Not running, not begging, not barking, just following. At first, you think it wants food. Most people do. But sometimes, that is not the reason. Sometimes a street dog follows you because it has already noticed something about you before you noticed it. Your smell, your pace, the way you move your hands, the sound of your shoes on the pavement, the way you looked at it without fear, or the way you passed without threatening it. To a street dog, those tiny details are not small. They are survival information. And what looks to you like a random dog following a stranger may actually be a decision that took place long before the first step. Welcome back. Today, we are going into something most people see, but almost nobody truly understands. Why a street dog follows you. Not the simple answer. Not just hunger. Not just habit. But the deeper reasons hidden inside the mind of an animal that has learned to survive by reading humans better than humans read each other. Stay until the end, because the final reason is the one that changes the entire meaning of being followed. It may not be asking for anything. It may be choosing you. Number 1. It recognized your routine before you recognized its presence. Street dogs do not experience a neighborhood the way you do. You see buildings, cars, sidewalks, shop windows, bus stops. A street dog sees patterns. Who opens the bakery first? Which security guard throws food away at midnight? Which child drops part of a sandwich after school? Which person walks fast and never looks down? Which person slows down near animals? Which door means warmth? Which corner means danger? And if you pass through the same street every morning or every evening, you may have become part of that map. The dog may have seen you dozens of times before you ever truly noticed it. Maybe it watched you from under a parked car. Maybe it lifted its head as you crossed the street. Maybe it smelled you before you turned the corner. To you, today was the first time it followed you. To the dog, today may have been the 20th time it evaluated you. That is the first thing people get wrong. Street dogs do not follow randomly. They collect information first. They watch how you behave when you are near them. Do you kick stones toward them? Do you stare too hard? Do you make sudden movements? Do you shout? Do you ignore them completely? Do you slow down? Do you speak softly? Every answer matters. Because for a dog that lives outside, the wrong human can mean pain, fear, hunger, or a forced escape from the only safe place it knows. So when a street dog begins walking after you, the first possibility is simple but powerful. It has already decided you are not an immediate threat. That decision may seem small, but on the street, being classified as safe is not small. It is a form of trust. Number 2, it is following your scent trail, not just your body. Humans think mostly in images. Dogs think through smell. To a street dog, you are not just a face or a person in a jacket. You are a moving cloud of information. Your clothes, your home, other animals you touched, the food you carried, the places you have been, your stress, your sweat, your routine. Your scent remains on sidewalks, doorways, benches, stairs, and corners long after you pass. So, when a dog follows you, it may not be following only what it sees. It may be following a story your body is leaving behind. This is why a dog can appear to recognize someone before seeing their face. It may lift its head before you arrive. It may turn toward the corner seconds before you step into view. It may already know you are coming because the street has told it. And this is where the behavior becomes more interesting. If you have ever fed that dog once, even one time, your scent may now be connected to a powerful memory. Food, safety, softness, relief. A moment when hunger stopped. A moment when a human hand did not hurt. A moment when the street became less hostile. That association can be remembered. Not in the human way of replaying a scene like a movie, but in the animal way. Scent, place, emotion, outcome. The dog does not need your name. It needs the pattern. And if your pattern once meant safety, it may follow that pattern again. Number 3, it may be testing distance. This is one of the most misunderstood parts of street dog behavior. A dog that follows you is not always trying to reach you. Sometimes it is trying to find the exact distance at which you remain safe. Too close, and it may get kicked. Too far, and it loses the connection. So it walks behind you. 5 meters. 10 meters. Sometimes across the street. Sometimes just close enough that you can hear its nails on the pavement. It is measuring you. If you stop, it may stop. If you turn, it may turn its head away. If you look directly at it, it may slow down. If you speak gently, it may come closer. This is not confusion. This is calculation. A street dog is constantly balancing need against risk. It may want food, but food is never just food. Food from the wrong hand can come with danger. A friendly voice can turn into a sudden movement. A person who smiles can still throw something. So the dog does not trust all at once. It tests. It follows, then pauses. Approaches, then retreats. Looks at you, then looks away. This is the language of an animal that wants connection but has learned caution. And if you understand that, the whole scene changes. The dog is not being strange. It is negotiating trust. Number 4. It may be using you as temporary protection. This reason surprises people. Sometimes, a street dog follows a human not because it wants something from the human, but because walking near a calm human makes the street safer for a few minutes. Think about the city from the dog's level. Cars move too fast. Other dogs guard territories. People appear suddenly from doors. Loud motorcycles pass close. Children run toward them. Shop owners chase them away. A dog moving alone through that environment must constantly scan for risk. But if it walks near you, the street reacts differently. Cars may slow. Other people may hesitate. Other dogs may keep their distance. The dog may use your presence like a moving shield. Not because you own it. Not because it belongs to you. But because, for a short stretch of sidewalk, your calmness creates a bubble of safety. This is especially true for smaller dogs, older dogs, injured dogs, or dogs that have been pushed out of a stronger group. They may follow a person through a difficult zone, then stop once they reach a safer corner. To you, it may feel like the dog suddenly lost interest. But maybe it never planned to follow you home. Maybe it just needed to pass through one dangerous part of the street, and you happened to be the safest thing moving through it. Number 5. It may have chosen your emotional state. Dogs are far better at reading human emotion than most people realize. They notice body tension. They notice voice tone. They notice whether your steps are heavy or relaxed. They notice whether your hands are open or clenched. A street dog that has survived around humans has learned this skill with painful precision. Because a tense human is unpredictable, an angry human is dangerous. A distracted human may step too close. A calm human is easier to predict. So if a dog follows you, ask yourself something most people never ask. What did you feel like in that moment? Were you calm? Were you sad? Were you walking slowly? Were you quieter than usual? Sometimes animals approach the version of us that is least threatening. And sometimes, strangely, they approach the version of us that is most wounded. Many people have experienced this. A difficult day, a loss, a quiet walk, and then a dog appears. Not demanding, not jumping. Just walking beside them for a few minutes, as if it knew not to leave them alone right then. Science can explain part of this through body language, scent, and emotional cues. But the experience itself can still feel deeply personal. Because sometimes the dog does not behave like a beggar. It behaves like a witness. It comes near without taking. It walks beside you without asking. And for a few minutes, the street feels less empty. Number 6. It may be communicating with other dogs through you. This is the part most people never think about. Street dogs do not live as isolated individuals. Even when they appear alone, they are part of a loose social network. They know which dogs control which corners. They know who is sick, who is aggressive, who has puppies, who shares food, who steals food, who should be avoided. And humans are part of that network too. A person who feeds one dog may become known to others. A person who throws stones may become known to others. A person who walks calmly and never harms them may become part of the street's invisible information system. One dog follows you. Another dog watches from a doorway. A third dog lifts its head but does not move. Information is being gathered. If the first dog approaches and nothing bad happens, the others learn. If you speak softly, they learn. If you suddenly shout, they learn that too. This is how a reputation forms. Not online, not in words, but in reactions, in posture, in repeated outcomes. You may think only one dog knows you, but in some neighborhoods, several dogs may know exactly what kind of human you are. That is why one day a dog you have never touched may allow you to pass calmly. It may not know you personally, but it may know the way other dogs behave around you. On the street, trust can spread. So can fear. Number 7. It may be following because you once changed its day. This reason is simple and maybe the most human. You may not remember it. The dog might. Maybe you gave it food once. Maybe you moved slowly when everyone else scared it. Maybe you waited while it crossed the road. Maybe you spoke gently on a rainy day. Maybe you did nothing except not hurt it. To a street dog, that can matter. People often underestimate how powerful one safe interaction can be for an animal that expects danger. A dog living outside does not receive comfort as a guarantee. It receives it as an event, a rare one. And rare events are remembered. This is why a dog may follow someone who does not understand why. The person thinks, "I didn't do anything." But sometimes, that is exactly the point. You did not threaten. You did not chase. You did not punish its presence. You allowed it to exist near you without fear. For an animal whose life is full of being pushed away, that can be enough to make you memorable. Number 8. It may not be following you for food at all. This is the final reason, and it changes the meaning of everything. Yes, hunger is real. Yes, many street dogs follow people because they hope for food. That should never be ignored. But if hunger were the only reason, the behavior would usually end when food does not appear. Some dogs keep following. Not urgently, not aggressively, just quietly. They walk a little behind you. They stop when you stop. They look away when you turn around. They do not bark. They do not demand. They simply remain. That kind of following can mean something different. It may be social. Dogs are social animals. Even dogs forced to live alone on the street still carry the ancient need to move with others, to belong near a group, to share space with a familiar presence. For a few minutes, you may become that presence. Not an owner, not a rescuer, not a master, just a safe moving point in a world that is usually unstable. And maybe that is why the moment stays with people. Because deep down, we can feel the difference between being chased and being chosen. A dog that follows without pressure is not always asking. Sometimes it is accompanying. Sometimes it is saying, in the only way it can, I know you. I trust this distance. I will walk here for a while. And then, just as quietly, it may stop. It may turn back at a corner. It may sit under a streetlight. It may return to the place where its life continues without you. And you keep walking. But something about the street feels different. Because now you know that the moment was not empty. It was not random. It was not just a dog wandering behind you. It was an animal making decisions. Reading you, testing you, remembering you, using your presence for safety, maybe even choosing your company for a short part of its day. So the next time a street dog follows you, do not panic. Do not run. Do not stare it down. Do not assume the worst. Slow your energy. Give it space. Let it decide its distance. And if you choose to help, do it calmly, responsibly, and without forcing contact. Because to you, it may be a small moment on the way home. To the dog, it may be another entry in the map it carries of the world. A map made of scents, sounds, safe corners, dangerous hands, remembered faces, and the few humans who passed by without making life harder. Tell me in the comments, has a street dog ever followed you in a way that felt different? Not just hungry, not just random, but as if it recognized something in you? Where were you? What did it do? And did it stop at some point, or did it follow you all the way home? I want to hear your story, because sometimes the quietest moments on the street are the ones that reveal the most. And the next time you see that same dog waiting near the same corner, remember this. It may not be lost. It may not be confused. It may know the street better than anyone. And for reasons only it fully understands, it may have decided that for a few steps, you were safe enough to follow.